I know, guys, by the title you're like, not again, but let me explain. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since the engine started, right? I noticed a little bit of oil on the exhaust down here, once again at that cam cap, and also on the other side. So here's the issue. I didn't replace them with cam cap bolts. I'll show you what they look like. They have a thicker shaft on it, so that actually locates the cam cap. I've just got a regular bolt. I think that's why it's leaking. So, engine's coming out. Don't worry, it'll be back in by the end of the episode and running and hopefully driving. Let's go ahead and get this engine out again. Get these cam cap bolts in. I think I've got 3 that I need to replace. Maybe 2, but I got 4. Let's do it. Nice and quick. I won't show much. We'll get this back in very, very shortly. Alright, radiator is draining. Alright guys, it's Sunday night now. I haven't really done anything over the weekend. I'm actually going to leave the engine in and see if I can do the bolts while it's in. So these 2 cam gears need to come off. This cover needs to come off. And I think there's 1 cam cap bolt down there that I can get to. So we don't need to disconnect, you know, transmission, fuel or anything like that. So hopefully we can get this back together tonight, get this belt off, get the pulley off, and get stuck into it. Well, I stuffed up when I ordered my cam cap bolts. Look at the difference. Oh dear. There's the part number. Actually, the cam caps are not the front one. This is the front one. Let's have a look. There. Right, I'll order some of them. Hopefully I'll have them by the end of the week. Alright guys, so I'm going to order these. This is what I had in there. And look at the end. This has just happened. So I think we're going to have to get the engine out, clean up that thread and do a helicoil after all. We've got a few days to do it, so might as well. Alright, so ordered some more bolts. Also ordered the bolts for the timing cover. I didn't order the timing cover because that's 7 to 10 days out for them to get that. So yeah, hopefully this will be back together by the end of the week, and I'll make sure it's in this episode. I'm going to see if I can put one of the other bolts in the other cam cap and see if that's all good. If that's all good, we'll just finish up that side, because I can get to this side with the front cover on. So see if we can do that. If we can't, then the engine needs to come out and we need to tap and helicoil some bolt holes. Mint. At least I've got the stuff now. So I've gotten that far in and it's starting to get tight, so it's not good. So yeah, we'll actually get it out and tap that. So that means I have to get black RTV for the cover, because the cover needs to come off. Alright guys, got the engine out. The crane played up again. Yeah, it wasn't good. The engine ended up down there on the jack stand. On the jack, sorry. Anyway, got it out. So what I've done is transfer the good bolts to the other side, and they're all torqued and moving freely. So all the work will just be here. So it's good. A bit harder on that side. Got a lot more junk over there. Once this goes out, don't worry guys, this will get all cleaned up, rearranged, and look beautiful for the next project. Alright guys, back for the next night. We are doing the helicoil in this bolt hole here. So it's just this bottom section. So what I'm going to do is measure up the bolt, measure probably an extra 3 mil on the bottom of that, and then mark the drill bit so we don't go too deep, otherwise we'll end up going through, which we don't want. And then yeah, tap it out, put the helicoil in, and hopefully torque it down. If everything goes well here, maybe I'll put all the bolts in here, then we can get the cam gears on. We'll just wait for the other side, then we can do all the timing stuff again. Alright, so here's the drill bit. It is a 6.2 and it goes into that hole quite not too bad. So we're going to use that as a guide to keep this bolt hole nice and straight. Got the other side bolted, so we should be good. Fingers crossed. All the swarf should come out and it shouldn't get in anything. If so, I'll blow it out with the air compressor. We should be good. Alright guys, so I just put some tape around the drill. So that's 45 millimeters, same hole depth as all the other ones. We are doing this one here. So when I go to tap it out, I've actually got to get all this off. It's a little bit annoying, but that's okay. It needs to be done. That was pretty easy. So drilled that out, came out pretty good. I think there's a bit of oil mixed in with that. I'll get the air compressor going, we'll blow that out. I'll just send this down a couple more times, make sure it's all good. We'll get this whole cover off, gotta get this cap off, and then we'll put the thread into it. It looks like it's cleaned up nicely. I don't know if I want to tilt the engine. I think I might just cock the oil coming out instead of tilting it and getting the oil run down into the cylinders, because we had a lot of oil last time. We'll just get this off and accept that there may be some oil that comes out the bottom side, and I need to pick up some RTV. I forgot to order some. Alright, here we are. The right thing to do would be to take the cam out, which I'm going to do. Just got to make sure that all these don't fly out. Alright, got the buckets off because they started to slide down. You can see the BC retainers. Got springs in there too. Time to tap this hole. Doesn't look like it's been drilled, but it has. Alright, got the helicoil in there. I did stuff up. I tried to put 2 in there. It was too long. Yeah, but I got one of them out, and we've got these snug down to 10 Newton meters, and we're good. Get all 4 of these on so we can get the cams on, because this side the cams actually go over these bolts. So then the new ones will go on the other side, and we just got smooth some shmoo on there. Make sure these move freely. Alright, we've got everything back in. Look at that. Bolts on properly, no washers, moves freely, both of them do. So I just need to clean it up and we'll come back tomorrow, put some RTV on it, seal it all up, get the cams back on, cam gears, sorry, and we just got to wait for the bolts for the other side and for the cover. Whoo! We got to drive this next episode. Alright guys, I picked up some ultra black gasket maker, so I'm going to do this one, and pretty much that's all I'm going to do tonight. Just got to wait for the bolts to come in, plus it's pretty cold, I can't be bothered being out here tonight. Alright, so that's all sealed up. So the other thing I'll do tonight is put the back timing cover on. I did a little bit more. Put the cam gears on, they're torqued. I redid the tensioner and that's torqued down. Don't want to put the belt on because I don't want, I probably won't, but I don't want anything to happen over here because we don't have any bolts in these caps here. Just don't want it to pull. Because this side is sprung when the belt is on, so I don't want anything to happen there. Also, when I was taking the power steering off, the wiring broke on the power steering side. Alright guys, we have the bolts, so we can get everything back together now, back into the car, and hopefully go for a drive this weekend. Let's get it back together. Beautiful, look at that. All 4 new bolts. Let's get onto the front side. We'll do the timing. Alright guys, I'm gonna get the belt covers on, and then we'll work out this wiring up here for the power steering. I need to put another terminal on there. Alright guys, I'm not going to worry about that wiring just yet, because I may need to get a new power steering pump, which will have that terminal on it anyway. So we'll see how we go. If it's squeaking, leaking, whatever, we'll replace it. If not, I'll get some connections for it. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Let's get it back in the car. Yeah. Alright, engine went back in very easy this time. Probably the easiest ever. Alright guys, it's about 20 to midnight. We are putting coolant in. So tomorrow, ready for startup. Alright guys, it's the next day. We're going to do the startup. Got to get the computer hooked up to the Heltec. Still got the Heltec gauge sitting there so I can set the RPMs. Make sure everything's good. We'll let it burp. And hopefully we get a few cycles of the fans coming on and it keeps temp all good. And we have no leaks. If that's the case, the bumper will go back on and we might get it out. Alright, wish me luck. Make sure this doesn't fall off. I forgot to plug the fans in. Right, all connected. Start it up again. So annoying. Right, get a bit smoky. Burning off some oil that I dripped on there when it was out. So I put the heater on, we have a fan on, sucker fans on. We're at 93, 94. Put the heater on. Doesn't normally get this hot. Well, I had a massive airlock. All that's just gone. Sucked back down. Had to run inside because I heard Emerson going crazy. I'll get the air compressor going and I'll blow all the coolant out. Alright. Looking a lot better now. Sitting at 84. Hasn't moved. Must have had a massive air pocket. Got the heater on still. So we've got it flowing. It's getting warm in here. We got O2 spot on. 83 psi. We're at 1700 RPM. Air temp 17. Looking good. Alright guys, there you have it. She's up and running. She's good. She's burped. Coolant staying at like 86 degrees Celsius. Don't have any leaks. Pretty happy with that. Maybe later today. Not in this video, but I'll get it out. I'll clean up in here and we'll get the black XT in here to do a couple of little things to it. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this episode, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And I'll catch you next episode. Bye.